that you're a candidate for this, but why are you the most qualified of a really good field of candidates?
Well, honestly, Greg, to me, it's an honor. I'm actually born and raised here in Orange County. I'm a first-generation American. Parents moved here in 1972 to work for Martin Marietta. I was born and raised in Pine Castle, Oak Ridge High School graduate, and I still live in Pine Castle. I never left my community, and now my husband and I have 24 years, have 2 children. Our daughter Faith, who's 22 in college, and our son Lincoln, who just turned 9, who's going into 4th grade next month. And this is community, and I've seen this town change. I've seen for the good. I've seen where I'd like to see better. And honestly, it was part of my passion to run for county commissioner originally was I wanted to see better in our community. And being in this role has really highlighted more changes that I'd like to see when it comes to transportation, when it comes to protecting our environment, when it comes to housing, jobs, and opportunities. And it's been a commitment. And mind you, I spent 8 years in the federal government working for Senator Bill Nelson, but also 24 years as a spouse of a owner of a company. And what struggles it takes to be an entrepreneur in this town, to provide jobs and to really have prosperity. And I think it's time we have that balance of people and prosperity and opportunities and also growth.
You did correct me when I came in today because I've been saying, how would you best manage the $8 billion budget? Many states don't have a budget that large. And then you corrected me and said it's not $8 billion.
It's $9 billion. We went up about 7.4% in value and estimated ad valorem and revenue coming in. And of course, that combined with our gas tax, our sales tax, and clearly over 75 million people who visit us create a very inflated sales tax. And knowing that only 40% of our population is homesteaded. So all this property value that continues to increase benefits Central Florida. And it's about what are we doing with those dollars? And in my opinion, not doing enough and not being as prudent as we need to be to really move us forward.
This race is nonpartisan. I mean, there's not an R or a D next to any name. What's your take on that? I know that people can do a little Google search and they might come up with an opinion as to which party you side with. How important is party or political alliance when it comes to running Orange County?
I actually think local government's the most basic form of government. I tell people it's your trash pickup, it's the potholes, it's calling 911, it's feeling safe when a storm comes through, and it's not about politics. You are not going to be voting on any hugely partisan issues that you see at the federal and state government. So local government should be the essence of what people are, the representation of every person who lives in this town. And I love it being nonpartisan. It's true, you can look us up. We're not hiding and it's public record, but I like the fact and I like to have conversations of knowing when I'm your commissioner and God willing, when I'm your mayor, I'm not waking up every morning and saying, I'm defining these ideals when I represent you. When I go to work, I actually leave my politics at home.
So during your run as commissioner, you've been there and you've been a part of managing the biggest pot of money, not the $9 billion, but that tourist development tax, which set another record last year. I know there's some excess. Do you think at the state level, the ability to use that in different ways is important, or do you like the way that it currently is structured?
100% we need to change how we use that money. I believe that tourism is very valuable and what they do is very good. People continue to come to see these huge theme parks and hopefully a lot of arts and culture that are also taking place. But you're talking about a $400 million bucket of money. How about we do help our roads and infrastructure, our water quality, our public safety, and housing? I think it's fair because if you create an environment where people want to live here and actually want to continue to work in that industry, and then you also create an environment when people visit here, we've got great public transit and roads, it's only going to improve for everyone. We just lost a major contract to Las Vegas, and the complaint was transportation. That's a $300 million revenue loss. That's huge.
There's been talk of a baseball team moving here, and whether it's a baseball team or whatever, where do you stand on using part of the TDT to help make that happen?
I think we have to have a conversation at the table. I think if a professional team comes in, and professional teams are very well taken care of, they need to bring something to us. We have been in this giving kind of mentality for way too long. And that's my biggest thing with TDT is we don't take care of the people here. People want us to use some of that funding for something else. And if we're gonna create new partnerships, let's make sure we get it right the first time and not come back later trying to ask for some assistance. We make that part of the deal early. But I think it'd be great. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Big job, a lot of big names, including your own that's in there. We wish you well. We'll see you at our debate.
Appreciate it.